Okay, this is a super quick introduction to Jupyter Notebooks. Number one, GitHub. It is basically an online store of files. Here we are in a folder called cryptography, and you can get to it using this address, for example. We can click on individual files, like the README file, and we can see its contents. These are the files we're interested in, the ones with IPYNB notebook extensions. There's two. There's Stream Cipher and How to Use in this folder. Let's click on this one. We get a static view of the document in GitHub. It looks like a document with text in it and some links which do work. You'll notice there's no diagram and this code does not run. This code here, even though it looks like code. Most of my notebooks have a link to a live version. Let's open it. Actually, just click on it. This may take a while, depending on the size of the file and the speed of the server you're connecting to. And here we are. Immediately you'll notice there is a diagram. That's a difference. It's the same file. And you'll notice that this code here we can run using this button up here. And it runs. And we can run it again if we want. Amazing. You'll also notice that there are all these things up on this toolbar up here. Okay, so that's how you open a notebook on a live thing. You will also want to click this. If it says not trusted, make it trusted. This will help make sure things run and everything goes smoothly. Other than that, you will notice that I'm highlighting different cells by clicking on them, including the run cell. This is a cell. The text cells, if you double click on them, you'll see the markup code behind them. And then you need to run it to make it get back to normal text. You can see where the diagram was imported here. Run that cell, it goes back to a diagram. And with the Python, you can change it if you want and run it. And obviously this throws an error. Okay. And now it doesn't. Great. Let's go through that once more with one other notebook. So let's open Stream Cipher, which is the only one of where I've really kept some study notes. So you can see this is a bit more complicated. But what did we do? We clicked on it in GitHub. And then here is the live view link. So let's click on that. And now we may well have to wait a while. Okay, there we go. So here we have our live view with diagrams, also with some nice math notation. If you need some basic help, again, run this code and it will print some basic reminders. One of the reminders here is run all the code in order. Now, this is a little bit more complicated. Why? Well, we can see that here, for example, we're importing libraries. We don't actually use any of them here, so these must be used somewhere else. So if we don't run this first, and here it is, it's run, we wouldn't have those libraries imported. I'll show you one other reason as well. Let's add a cell. Alright, let's do some code. Here we go. So this is Python, obviously. We run it and it doesn't work. Okay. We run it of space here. There we go. Now let's insert another cell beforehand, and let's put in this cell this. Integer equals integer of the input, but we're not going to run it. And then here we're going to change this to we're going to put a loop in here. So it's saying do this, so print this. Actually, we don't want the enter in there, that would be annoying. Let's just print some text, that's easier. Let's print blob. Alright, so we're just going to print blob a number of times, but the question is, how many times? Well, none. Why? Integer is not defined. However, if we run this code first, and then we run this, it works. So you can see that with lots of code cells, you may well, for example, let's see, here, there's a definition, there's a function defined called getXOR. If we look at the next code, getXOR is called, but it's not redefined here. So if this code has not been run, this code will not run. That's kind of quite useful to know. And I've already explained the difference between text and code cell. Basically, get a live version running, start clicking on stuff and messing around with it, and you'll get it. That's it.